What is good, everybody? It is your boy Cab back with another Xenoverse 2 DLC 14 skill test for you guys. Today we have Shield Barrier going up against Hero's Flute. Hero's Flute, in my opinion, is the best skill to test Shield Barrier up against because it's the only other super attack skill that is basically like a barrier, like Shield Barrier is. Every other kind of barrier skill that we have in the game is an evasive. So I feel these two are the perfect to test against each other, and we're going to find out which skill is better between Shield Barrier and Hero's Flute. Now, before we get into it, of course, YouTube is only letting me know about 50% of you guys are subscribed. So if you are not subbed, be sure to smash up that sub button while hitting that like button and turn the notification bell so you know when every video does go live. But with that being said, let's jump into the training mode and find out which skill is better between Shield Barrier and Hero's Flute.
A few moments later.
Alright, y'all, here we are in the training mode. Now, of course, the way we're going to go about this skill test is different from literally any other kind of skill test we really do, unless it's like a charge versus a charge or something along those lines. Because most skill tests we do, they involve damage, they involve combos, all things like that. This right here does not involve any of that. We're really just talking about what can these skills defend against and how long they really can last, because those are the two most important factors when you're talking about which skill is better between these two right here. So first and foremost, let's start it out with how long these skills last. Shield Barrier is a skill that will last you guys 15 seconds, which honestly is very good considering that it is very easy to activate and you have freedom of movement while it is active at the same time. So 15 seconds with this barrier around you when you do activate it. Now, Hero's Flute, on the other hand, is a skill that only lasts for 8 seconds, guys. This skill does not last nearly as long, and you are not able to move in it, as you guys can see. Right when the Hero's Flute deactivated, I was able to move right there, as you saw. So Hero's Flute lasts 8 seconds, and you are not able to move into it. Now, the biggest part of this skill, or these skills I should say, is what can they actually defend against. So Shield Barrier, getting it started with Shield Barrier. Shield Barrier is a skill that mainly, it only can defend against key-based attacks. It cannot defend against any kind of strike-based attack, and when you do get hit with a strike-based attack, you can see that your shield will go away. So that is something to keep in mind with Shield Barrier. The minute you get hit by a skill or by a melee attack or anything along those lines, your barrier will then vanish. Now, Hero's Flute, on the other hand, is a skill that can pretty much deflect any kind of skill. As you guys saw right there, we sent my other CAC flying when he tried to use Shining Slash on me. So you can see it can definitely deflect strike skills without a doubt. But now let's move on to key-based skills. So showcasing Hero's Flute, well, we still use a Shining Slash. Showcasing Hero's Flute against, oh damn, that Spirit, I forget how fast Spirit Pulse actually comes out. But now you guys can see that it is able to deflect here, Spirit Pulse. Now the one thing about Hero's Flute is sometimes, even though it's active, it won't continually block a key-based attack. Right there, I was able to block both of them, right? But there are times, I don't know why, it's been a weird thing that I haven't been able to figure out what the cause of it is right there. There are times, well, it will not block another attack of a key-based type, even though the Hero's Flute is still active and your barrier is still up. That is something that I found to be very, very weird with Hero's Flute. I don't know exactly what it is. It can't be a damage thing, because if you can block two sometimes and other times you can't, clearly it's not a damage thing. I don't think it's a timing thing, because I've tried to activate it like right when my opponent or right when my CAC is going to use the Spirit Pulse for the first time, and at times it does block the first one or the second one still, and at times it does not. Like, getting that timing off is a lot harder honestly in training than it is in photo mode, because in photo mode I'm able to just hit up on the D-pad and my character will do the skill. But like I said, Hero's Flute is a bit weird in the way it works, guys. Again, sometimes it'll block that second key-based attack. Sometimes, like right there, it will not, even though the barrier is active. Again, I don't know the exact reasoning behind it, but it definitely is something to keep in mind with that skill, because if they try to throw two key-based attacks at you in a PvP match, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Now, I will say, most likely that will never happen in any kind of PvP match. Nobody is going to be stupid enough to just waste their key and throw two key attacks at a barrier, not knowing that the second one might actually go through or not, because not everybody will see this video, so not everybody will know about that. Now, moving on to ultimate attacks, guys, because things do get a little bit different with the ultimates. Now, ultimate attack 1, I believe, is Burning Strike on my CAC, so we're going to set that to ultimate attack 1 and see if Hero's Flute can actually block this skill. Now, we know Shield Barrier has absolutely no chance of blocking a Burning Strike, considering the simple fact that it couldn't even block Shining Slash. So if it can't block Shining Slash, there's no way it can block a strike-based ultimate, right? But you guys can see Hero's Flute is actually able to block a strike-based ultimate. So now let's go on to the key-based ultimates to see if these skills can block these. Now we're going to put up Hero's Flute. Actually, this might be too long because it is Hell's Flash. I think my Hero's Flute's going to go down. All right, we're going to try that one more time because I forgot it's Hell's Flash, so I got to wait a little bit after activation. So let him activate it first. All right, now we go into the Hero's Flute. Hello? Did I let my finger off the button? Because it literally just vanished, bro. Let's try this again. All right, Hero's Flute. And as you guys will see, literally cannot eat a Ki Blast ultimate. And same thing goes for Shield Barrier. We're going to activate Shield Barrier right now because it really doesn't matter considering this skill will be lasting for 15 seconds. And it still will be active by the time the Hell's Flash come out. And you can see again, I am not able to block it with that skill. So essentially, what Shield Barrier is able to block is just Ki-based attacks. And it has to be a Ki Super or a Ki Stun. Anything else besides those two type of attacks, it cannot deal with. And an attack will go through and you will get hit. Now, Hero's Flute, on the other hand, can block pretty much any kind of attack except for Ki-based ultimates. Ki-based ultimate is where Hero's Flute does no longer have that barrier effect where it'll block it. It actually goes through it, as you guys saw. So overall, Hero's Flute definitely does block more than Shield Barrier does. But at the end of the day, which skill is truly better is the question of this video right here. And honestly, guys, I think I'm going to have to go with Shield Barrier when we're talking about PvP. When we're talking about PvE, Hero's Flute might have the advantage considering that it can block any kind of attack, and in expert missions or something like that, that may be a bit more useful. But at the same time, when you're doing expert missions and raids, most of the big attacks are Ki-based attacks at the same time anyway, so Shield Barrier will come into effect for an attack like Peerless Storm or something like that as well. So overall, man, I think I'm going to have to go with Shield Barrier without a doubt for one reason and one reason alone. I can literally move with this skill. What this skill does is basically put up a barrier around me and makes me immune to Ki-based attacks, but I can still do everything else normally. Hero's Flute, you can't move in. You have to stay in that same pose. You have to stay in the same spot. You can't move, can't do anything with it. And that is truly why I feel Shield Barrier is the better skill, because Shield Barrier blocking Ki Blast alone is enough in my opinion, because what that essentially is going to do for you in an online PvP match is nullify Ki Stuns completely. Ki Stuns will no longer be an issue if you are running this skill. Like, this is a good skill to have on your CAC and on your build for when you run across those people that will not approach you without a Ki Stun. Those people that literally Ki Stun every single other second of the match. A skill like this completely negates what they're trying to do with those Ki Stuns and makes it extremely easy for you to get in on those kind of people, because those kind of people at the same time don't really know how to throw hands without doing this beforehand. So again, Shield Barrier I feel is the better PvP skill without a doubt, just because you are able to move around with it and it still nullifies a major factor of Xenoverse 2 PvP at the same time, which is Ki Stunning in this game. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. Which of these two barrier skills do you think is better between Shield Barrier and Hero's Flute? Do you think that Hero's Flute is better because it can block more, or do you agree with me that Shield Barrier is the better skill because while it's not able to block every time of attack in this game, it still lets you gives you the ability to move around, and the fact that it can block Ki-based stuff like Ki Stuns is a major factor in PvP. So that's why, again, I do truly think that Shield Barrier is the better skill. But again, let me know you guys' thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Truly hope you enjoyed the DLC 14 content. Until next time, hope you guys have a good one as always. Hey, y'all.